Well, I can only hope that I get into Mallorca before my hands totally disintegrate. I got some gloves and stuff, but it doesn't really seem to do much good. I need to keep out of the water for a long time, I think, which is not going to be easy. Anyway, I'm getting things ready to go. Corycia's almost ready. I know I'm in the shade. Nervous as usual, of course, before you set sail, making sure everything's okay. Lots of things aren't working, but I'll make do. And we'll see. We'll see. Next time I'll speak to you, I'll be back out at sea. That's a rhyme. I don't seem to be having much luck. I had calm seas, no wind, all the way from Barbate to the Straits of Gibraltar here. And then just as I got here, wind picked up in the opposite direction, waves kicked up, dangerous seas, and I'm being blown right back again where I've came. The seas are really dangerous, they're all over the place, and I am heading exactly back to where I've been. I've used loads of diesel all day because there's been no wind, and just as I was coming here, this happened. Big ships on the horizon again. Land to this side. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to ride this out because this is pretty dangerous. I'm only putting it on video because I don't think people will believe this, but I've got to stop now. Heave to for a little bit. I'm about 5 miles away from Tarifa, from the lighthouse and the Straits. There's no way I can get there through there in this weather. So I'm going to hang out a little bit here off heave to, and then I'm going to move out a little bit away from the land and wait for the next tide and hope that the weather's changed. If not, I'll have to wait for the next tide. But I can't just do this indefinitely, of course. Let's just hope for the best. That, you know, within 1 or 2 days it's 5 miles away. It's 5 miles away. It's a bit dangerous where I am because I'm a bit too close to the land, so I'm going to have to move out a little bit, but not too much, because then by the time I get back in, the weather will probably change again. You know what I mean? It is just mad. Mad. How many days do I have to try to get past this place? But I suppose that's it. And if I can't, well, I can't. I'll go back to Barbate and I don't know. But you know, timetable, there is a timetable. I have to actually go back to work. I have to work. And if I don't get back there soon, I won't have any work at all. And then I'll lose Corycia and everything. I tell you, all day I've been on the engine today. The engine's been running, and it was fantastic. Even though it's got sparks flying from it, it hasn't let me down. It hasn't let me down. And it would have made it through this, but it's just too dangerous. And I think if I'd got any closer, the Coast Guard would have had a problem with me as well. Because what I was doing is just dangerous, just trying to get past. So, anyway, I'm going to head out a little bit and heave to and hang around until the next tide. What happened? Left me, where was I? I was freaking out. Once again, been turned back. This time by mad weather, mad seas, trying to get through the Straits of Gibraltar. Tarifa. So what happened? Well, I turned back and then I realised that I'd let fear make me hysterical. So tried to pull myself together again, and I turned back around. Turned the engine off, put the genoa up, and I managed to get to the lighthouse using the genoa. It was really rough. And then because I was heading straight into the wind, I turned it. I reefed the genoa, turned the engine on, and I motored through. And I got through, and the sea was just horrendous. It was horrendous. It was bouncy, and I don't know, it was horrendous. So I thought it was all over then. So I got in. It's like 5 miles to get through the strait, and then it's another 10 miles to actual Gibraltar. And then what happened as I was coming to Gibraltar? The niebla, the mist descended. So the mist descended, and now Gibraltar and next to it Algeciras, it's very busy ports. So what happened? All the ships started to come out, beeping their foghorns, and I'm in the middle of it all, and I'm flashing my torch, my little flashlight, trying to get their attention, and I've got my horn, I'm beating my horn. I think that was probably the scariest thing I've ever done. So I'm looking up, I'm checking that because I'm quite becalmed again. And that lasted all night. And then even once, and I mean, I'm not exaggerating here, a ship passed maybe 20 meters from me. I couldn't believe it. He hadn't seen me. The wash from his ship rocked me. I was close. That was close. That was a bit scary. And so I had to continue motoring for about 25-30 miles. There was no wind, nothing. And then the mist kept, and then when sunrise came, the mist stayed. And the mist now was clearing. And here I am in the Mediterranean. Becalmed, as you should know. It's becalmed. And I'm trying to make some headway east. Last night was something I'll never forget. Maybe it was really difficult, but here I am. I thought I was going to bottle out and head back to Bardabate, and that was going to be me finished. But no, here I am. So let's see what the Med's got in store for us so far. It's been a bit mad. I've got storm clouds above me. It's flat, it's calm, but I've got both sails up and I'm making maybe 1 knot. Aye. What can I say? We did it for now. Sometimes it could be peacefuler. A close hold, maybe doing 4 knots, calm sea, clouds are in the sky, might be a storm later or something like that, but at the moment everything's lovely. Thinking more about last night, I really thought that was my last night when that ship just missed me. But the thing is, by then I'd been scared for so long that I wasn't really scared anymore. You know, your adrenaline can only pump for so long, and you can only have your butterflies, and you can only be scared for so long. And by the time the ship loomed out of the mist, I just evaded it, you know, quite calmly really. Afterwards, yeah, I freaked out a bit, but at the time it was quite calm. Didn't really, probably because it was a shock, because when I first saw the lights I thought, I'm next to land. I was like, what the? Well, I'm next to land. But then I saw the mast, and I'm like, it's getting close. And I turned out the way, and luckily he missed me. Then his wash rocked me all over the place, and I think that's when I got like the adrenaline pumped again, and I got scared. But I suppose in situations like this, it's it's not so difficult to lose your life, I suppose. Fall overboard, have an accident, have a fire. I mean, there's lots of things that can go wrong, and there's not much help. Okay, I've got my little PLB, that emergency satellite thing, but by the time anybody gets to you, you're gone. I've got my little LCD flare, which, but then again, you're more likely to get killed by your cat. Cat on the stairs, you stand on it, it freaks out, you fall over, break your neck. I mean, I think it happens quite often. Or something similar. Anyway. I'm glad I've got a few moments like this at the moment, nice and calm, because I haven't slept for a long time. It's nice just to listen to the ripple of the waves. And anyway, a few more minutes. What have we got here? Very healthy white bread, 4 eggs, garlic, tomatoes, and fouet, which is like a smoked sausage salami kind of thing. Tastes really good. That's what I'm having tonight. Bit of mustard on top. There you go. Bon profit. That was a nice dinner. I've had a relaxing day. It's one of the first ones I've had since I've been at sea. I needed it. The sea's calm, but the Corycia's still moving. Slight wind. It hasn't becalmed. It's been wonderful. I've only had to dodge a couple of ships. The mist hasn't descended yet, but it's descending over there. So I might have to stand guard tonight, but at least I'm not in the middle of a shipping lane like Gibraltar, Straits, big difference. And also I won't have the engine on tonight, so I'll be able to hear other ships coming. Made good progress today. I think I've done about 100 miles. That's including this morning with the engine. But just with this wind, since this morning, I think I've done about 60. Because also in the Med you've got the current, which goes east. So that helps a lot. Still not going to say that I might get home early, because that's you don't say stuff like that, especially me, because I'll end up being here a month. Anyway, so it's just a little update to say everything's fine. Of course, the next video could be chaos again. Who knows? We live and we learn, don't we? Well, evening's setting in. Sun's starting to go down. I've got my cup of coffee and my biscuits. I think I'll probably have to stay up all night tonight. Or maybe try the 20-minute wonder sleeps. Because there's starting to be more ships coming by, because obviously they're going through towards the Straits of Gibraltar. I'm heading a bit up north, so I'll be closer to the coast of Spain, and then maybe there'll be less shipping come through there. But then again, you got the ferries and you got the trawlers, so it's just I could do with without that hassle, especially if the mist descends tonight. It's quiet, apart from the mast. I often wonder if I make it and I get back, how am I going to manage? You know what I mean? I've got to wear the mask, I've got all these new rules and regulations and all this stuff, and I mean, it's bad enough as it is, you know, for me. I mean, I can't handle all this kind of authority stuff. You know, I wear the mask when it suits me because, you know, it suits me. Because I don't want to draw attention to myself, but the reality of it is there'll come a time when I'll say no. And it won't just be the mask, it'll be the vaccines, it'll be all the stuff that's coming. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Lilatov. Well, I bet you never thought you'd see me sitting like this, waiting for some wind. Oops. So, as I'm waiting for the wind, I've just sorry, is that better? As I'm waiting for the wind, I'm watching the dolphins play. They're bouncing, jumping out of the water. I mean, really high. Yeah. Some of them are just like flying out of the water really high and flopping back in. It's great to watch. It's one of the good things you get to do while you're waiting for the wind to come. It's a tiny little bit, you know, but I'm making less than a knot. You know. But hey ho. Didn't get much activity last night with the ships. One of these trawlers kept bugging me. You know, when they just keep circling around you, and so obviously they wanted me to move off. You know, so eventually I did. And found myself a little spot and heaved to, just off the coast of just near Malaga. And did my 30-minute, 20-minute stints of sleeping and watching, and it was okay. I think I might have got 1.5 knots now. Sometimes you just have to be a bit patient. Patience is a virtue. Anyway, so I'm about 50 miles from, there's a marina called Almeria. I don't really want to go into a marina, but if I'm going to have this, calms like this, all the way, I'm going to have to get some diesel. Because I don't mind sitting around for a day or two, but the forecast is for like 4 or 5 days like this. You can't really believe the forecast. I've been looking at windy.com when I'm at shore, and you know, many of the times they get it totally wrong. Which, you know, is fair enough. But I've got to think of the worst case scenarios is calms all the times, because storms come and go, you know, same as calms, but storms you can deal with a bit because Corycia is fantastic in heavy weather, and I just have to hold on. Whereas when it's like calms, it's me who's mad. Corycia, you know, she's quite happy bobbing about, I think, but it's me in my mind and me wanting to get forward and all of this stuff, and I just torture myself with it. So anyway, so I'm thinking about maybe heading to that marina and maybe just to top up with diesel, get as much as I can afford, so that I know that I can keep on moving. But anyway, we'll see. Speak soon. I left I left the UK about 40 days ago, and I've been at sea for 35 of those days. And I've looked at my log, and I've had 15 days becalmed. 15. Now I don't know whether it's summer it's like this, but it's madness. And it's really getting me again. I know I'm meant to like just take it as it comes and stuff, but it sends me insane. Sending me insane. And I'm just making this little video to let you know that it's sending me insane, and that, you know, if you ever got yourself in this situation, you're going to have to find ways of dealing with it. I can't really do much, you know, because I'm on the helm all the time. The bungees don't do anything, they can't help in when it's like this, and I have to keep it on some kind of course, otherwise the boat just flops all over the place, the sails just flag everywhere, and it just sends everything even more crazy. And so even eating a bit is difficult, go to the toilet is difficult. I mean, I've just eaten now. That's, you know, you just throw something in a saucepan, heat it quickly, and that's it. And of course, I've just had another ship come by, and you know, I don't know what they do, but they simply like circle around me. And so I, you know, had to put the engine on again, and so I put the engine on for 10 minutes to get out of the way, and I'm using up more and more diesel. I've only got a little bit to get me into a marina or a port or into a harbour where I can anchor. That's all I've got. And because I used nearly all of it getting through the Straits of Gibraltar and the next day with all the mist. I mean, the engine doesn't use that much, but I had to, you know, push it through the Straits, and that 10 hours or 12 hours of mist afterwards was just, well, you know, I'm realising that's still playing on me that day. It affected me a lot, especially nearly getting killed. I'm not so scared of death. You know, that's not really the issue. It's just I don't want to get run over by a boat. You know what I mean? Everything's smashed up, and what the people I love, how are they going to feel? I can't even say goodbye to them. So that sort of scared me a little bit. Because really, I just want to see the people I love and tell them how much I love them. I mean, they know, but I don't really think I've showed them enough. But it's just the situation I'm in now. You see, I'm getting all emotional because it's been a long time. It's not just me being at sea. I've been stuck, I said before, in the marina for months since the COVID thing come out. It's a long time to be away. Anyway, let's see how the day progresses. Look at this. It's a baby swordfish. Oh, there's always something cheers you up. Apart from the flogging of the sails, of course. How cute. How cute was he or she? This is how much I love the barometers. I tapped it and it went from change to rain. Okay, so it's gonna rain. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Not much rain going on here. The rain in Spain definitely does not fall upon me. And I'm becalmed, obviously, totally. Not even half a knot. And somehow I managed to get a forecast on the phone. And I've got 2 more days of this. There's no wind until Friday. It's Tuesday today. And then on Friday, there's going to be massive gusts of wind. So that's going to be hilarious as well. And I'm 8 miles from port. I don't want to go into this port anyway, but I don't think I'll be drifting onto it because, well, there's not much tide, is there, in the Med, and, well, there's no wind. Anyway, so it's very hot, and I'm going to have a nice hot cup of coffee, because I deserve it. So, trying times. If I'm going to be here for 2 or 3 days, I'm going to have to try and do something so I don't drive myself crazy. So I think I'm going to start writing the book. Slow boat to Palma. I mean, I know the adventure hasn't finished yet, and maybe it won't, and maybe it'll be an unfinished book, who knows. But I think it's about time I started. Otherwise, if I had to sit here and try and play with the sails and do all the other stuff just to get a ripple in the water so it looks as though I'm moving, I'll just drive myself totally insane. Don't know if you know a place called, or the area called the Horse Latitudes. It's in the doldrums, where it said in the olden days the ships got stuck there for so long that they had to throw the horses overboard. God knows what else they threw over, or who else they threw over. Probably some unpopular folk, I would imagine. So, you know, this is nothing new what I'm going through. Maybe this is why I'm going through it. Because it's like, it's a human condition, isn't it? To try and control your demons and all of your different things through all different conditions. And you know, you can get extreme stress from really dangerous situations, like getting hit by a boat, or by being in a war, or by, you know, many different things. Exams. But also by not being able to do anything, by not being in control of anything that you do. Well, you're always in control of what you do, but you understand what I mean? How you respond to situations that seem to be out of your control. Comfort food. That coffee, and it's got that like evaporated milk. I love that creamy evaporated milk, except the stuff you get here in Spain is really sweet. And I think I've gotten a bit of addiction to it. Luckily, I've already gone through 1.5 bottles in the last 3 days, so there won't be much left soon. God, that sun's hot. And it's 8 o'clock at night. You see that little swordfish before? It was fantastic. This little baby swordfish playing and jumping up and down. It was fantastic. It was lovely. And the dolphins came as well. I haven't seen any sharks yet. I suppose they're hiding. Anyway, I'm going to have dinner and then do my little 20-30 minute stints of sleep and then watching for the big ships and see how it goes. Speak to you tomorrow. Day 2 of the Palma. Well, this Palma anyway. No sleep again last night, as you can probably tell. Mist descended last night as well. And for some reason I was drifting towards land. So I had to put the engine on for 15 minutes twice to get myself more south, away from the land, and I don't think I've got much fuel left. I don't think I've got enough fuel to get into a marina if I find one, if I get to it, which is 40 miles away. So I think I might have to try the dinghy thing again, get the dinghy out, get the outboard and see if I can use that as a push boat in an emergency. Or if I can find some place to anchor and take a dinghy to shore and go to the petrol station or something like that. But I mean that's in the future, because at the moment I'm here. Yep. So, hold a second. Even though it's not much fun, sometimes you get these like stillnesses. Everything is just quiet, there's nothing. Even the sails don't flap. That's a wondrous feeling. almost. I've seen a couple of the sailboats out. This is early in the morning, by the way. Well, not so early, it's 8 o'clock now. But they've all got their engines on, of course. And then last night, a sailboat, he was under engine, under motor, and he was like, you know, sailed up right up to me, maybe, I don't know, 10-15 metres away. And here's me panicking, you know, trying to put the engine on, can't put the engine on, don't know if he's seen me. And he was just still having a party on board. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, fair enough, yeah, but, you know, keep your distance. But anyway, that's by the by. So I've had me cup of coffee with the sweet stuff in this morning. That was a nice little treat. I've been trying to catch some wind for like 4 hours now. It's, you know, if I wanted to sail due south, 180 degrees, there's a tiny bit of wind which would carry me there. But I'm trying to head almost northeast. And so it's just not enough to push me. So I just have to keep trying to play with it. And make sure I just don't go back on myself. Because I have actually managed to get slightly away from Montreal. The town that was on the coast. And the next big town east is Almeria. And I'm hoping to stop off just before there in a place called Almeria Mar, which is a little marina. Well, little, I think it's quite big. But like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in because I don't think now I've got enough fuel. And if there's any more emergencies and I have to use the engine, even now the engine's having problems starting. It's tired. And it's the batteries, I think. I think the batteries are getting worn out. And there's not enough sun to recharge them. So I've got that as well. It's like, geez. I mean, my Kuka is gone. Okay, really. Yeah. Number 1 and number 2 battery need fully recharging. The engine when it's running isn't recharging them because the dyno start sparks and flames. There's not enough sun to charge the batteries. It's like, you know, what else do I do? I don't know. Blow on them? Oh, anyway. That's enough of me complaining. There's about 1 knot of wind and it's heading straight from my stern where I don't really want to be going, so I've tried this again and it seems to be working, but obviously I'm not going very far, but at least I'm not going backwards, and that's the most important thing in life. Don't go backwards. There's a bird, seems to be fishing. Oh, he's just taken off. Oh, I've disturbed him. He seemed to be fishing. That was a strange one. Anyway, so it's the afternoon and we've got some ripples in the water, but as usual it's still very becalmed. But we've managed to do, since about 4 o'clock this morning, I think we've done about, I don't know, maybe 15, maybe even 20 miles. I'm burnt again on my nose, and I'm getting skinnier and skinnier. Anyway, so I've got 17 miles to go before I reach Almeria Marina. Now, in the normal world, I'd probably get there in a few hours, but it could take me a day or two, depending what goes on here. I've got enough water and food and stuff, so that's not the problem. The problem is just if I have an emergency and I have to use that in the engine, then I'm stuffed because I won't be able to get into the marina without the engine. So let's just hope I don't have to use the engine until I get there. Because I've got enough to get in, but not enough to be playing around dodging big ships and stuff at the same time. So Hasn't been a bad day really. Like I said, as long as I can keep moving. Sometimes I was only moving half a knot. But you know, as long as I'm moving, I'm okay. It's just when I'm stationary and I can't do anything and I'm at the mercy and perils of all the other shipping. That's what gets me. So this is okay, you know. I don't know how. Maybe we've got 2 knots of wind. But forecast tomorrow is 1. So, you know. But I think it's Wednesday today. So that's Thursday tomorrow. But then Friday, like I said to you before in the other video, we're meant to have a hefty dose of wind. Which will be good, but it might stop me getting into the port. And in which case I'm just going to continue. That's it really, for now. I'm going to have my dinner. Meatballs for a change. And couscous for a change. If I do get into Almeria more, I'm going to get some vegetables and fruit. I know it's a bit more expensive, but I need some. I could do. I'd love a mango. I'd love a mango at the moment. Anyway, that's all for now. Speak soon. I have to ration myself on the length of time I can use the cooker. It's down to about, I don't know, at the most 10 minutes per cook. Because I've got no more paraffin, and as you know, the cooker's got a leak anyway. And I found another little leak, so I haven't got much fuel left, and it's a bit dangerous. So, easy cook, couscous. Yeah, and I've made some homemade meatballs. Well, somebody made them. Somebody's home's probably a factory, but you know the idea. And so, nice little mix up. Put a bit of moutarde in, a bit of mustard. And there is your 5-minute nutritious, yummy, yummy, yummy dinner. Oops, that was a bit bright. Well, 17 miles still from, no, it's less now. About 15 miles now from the marina. So I'm just sort of plodding and slowly, let's just hope that we can get there. And if not, then we'll just drift along east. And there is a beach near Cabo de Gata. And I know I can anchor there. And maybe I can get the dinghy out and take it ashore and find somewhere to buy some diesel. Because I do need diesel, I realised, for safety. Just for safety. For me anyway, because I'm really inexperienced, you know. There's a video channel called YouTube How to Sail Oceans with Kevin. I've been in touch with him. He's a nice guy. He sails without an engine. But I mean, this guy is like... excellent sailor. Anyway, you should check him out. Okay, I'm going to have my dinner now, okay? Dolphins. Jumping around, playing. Sorry I can't get the focus very good. You always see them jumping around. They must be having fun. Another sunset as we head into the Med. So I'm trying to catch them, but they're all over the place, jumping around. I won't be able to get them. Oh! Never say never, John. Never say never. Okay, I've got to get back to the boat. A tinker, a tailor, a soldier, a sailor, a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man and a thief. I've been all of these. A tinker, not like, ooh, you little tinker, you little rascal. No, a tinker, I think it's a salesman, yeah. I've sold a few things. The most enjoyable thing I sold was when we went to India, I bought silver, essential oils, silks, stuff like that. Usual bump and incense. And I loved buying it. I loved buying it. It was great fun going into the store, spending all day there with the guy, you know, having your tea, and it was great fun. I wasn't very good at actually selling it. Didn't make much profit, gave most of it away. That's a tinker. Tailor? Yeah, well, when I used to make the silk, I used to get the silk, I used to make stuff from the silk. Scarves, t-shirts, stuff like that. Soldier? Yeah, I was in the army. 5 years. Sailor? I was in the Royal Navy. 5 years. Rich man? Anytime I've contemplated my life, I've realised I'm quite rich. I've got no money, but richness doesn't come just through money. But if you want to be materialistic, well, when I've been in India and Nepal and places, third world countries, I'm rich there. And you realise it. First time I went to India, I tried to live on what I thought they could live on, the Indians would live on, which was like $1 a day. Got sick, nearly died. Nearly the end of that story. So tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, rich man, poor man. Well, yeah, I am a poor man. But not in substance, just in monetary means. Everything you see here, even these clothes, been given to me. Corycia, given to me a gift. Everything. All the work done on her, the money, my food, I've got every single penny has been a gift. Laura, Juliet, and Mary, and other people who have helped me along the way. Peter, Pete, Dennis, you know, I could name a few. So, tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, rich man, poor man, beggar man. Beggar man, well, yeah, I've had to beg. Thief. Oh, I used to be a shoplifter when I was a little boy. I used to steal sweets and stuff, and it got a bit big, and luckily I got caught. Learnt me lesson. So, been many other things as well, but never a lone yachtsman, which is what I am now, I suppose. And I'm better for the experience of it, even though most of the time I'm here, I'm crapping myself. Seriously. Because you just don't know what's going to happen, and I've got no experience. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen next, except you realise anything can happen. Which in life, it's the same. Anything can happen at any time. And as long as you learn that anything can happen at any time, irrespective of what you're doing or whatever your thoughts or expectations are, then life will be a hell of a lot clearer for you. It mightn't be any easier, but it'll be clearer for you. So I suppose that's my little thought for this evening, as I settle Corycia down for her slow sail to the marina. I've put the sails a bit like this again, except that the Genoa, I've put it right in, so it's small. So if it does kick up tonight, the weather, I can reef it in really quickly, and if I need to, I'll just drop the mainsail. But I'm keeping the mainsail up full tonight. I know I shouldn't, but I am. If anything happens, I'll be out and I'll drop that sail as fast as anything. I hope you have a good evening, and I hope you enjoy these little videos I'm making. But if you don't, you wouldn't be watching them, would you? The videos could also be entitled How Not to Be a Sailor, or calamities that can befall you when you're a sailor. The inexperienced sailor, the unsalted sea dog. I could go on and on and on and get worse and worse and worse, so I won't. Laila Toff. Here I am. Good morning. Day 3 of the Palma, and I am about 5 kilometers or 5 miles from the port. And I can see it, but I can't get there. And like I said, I can't put my engine on just yet. I've got to wait until I'm maybe a mile or 2 miles. Otherwise there mightn't be enough fuel. So, once again, another predicament. Because if I put the fuel on too early and it runs out, I'm in big trouble. Or I could stay here all day and there might be never any wind, which I might have to do. And then I'll probably have to use the fuel dodging people and stuff, but I suppose this is sailor life, isn't it? Jeez. What? Oh dear. Never a dull moment, that's for sure. A dull moment, is it? One moment I'm in the middle of nowhere. Hello. And then now I'm in the middle of everywhere. So in the middle of the calms, I put all the sail up I could, and I weaved to and fro, and it took me, I would say, a good 10 hours to get maybe 5 kilometers, 5-6 miles. It was most of the current that got me here, and it got me a bit of slight wind, and it got me to within a mile of the marina entrance before I put the engine on. And then I had to weave to and fro through all these little canals right to the end, to the little boat corner where they moored me, Mediterranean style, which I'd never done before either, and with help from the guys it was easy. I've just had a hamburger, and a beer and a cortado. I'm shattered and I've got to go and sign in now. So that's it really. I'll tell you more about the adventure soon. I was quite lucky with this Mediterranean docking thing. This guy just tried to come in, my English is terrible, and weave to and fro, the wind was picking up, and he basically almost smashed into that boat and hit that boat, and then he's got these props caught in the anchor line kind of thing, the line that they lead out from the dock to keep you in place. And Fumi, I think he's the manager of the marina, he's dived in to try and fix it, to try and help. And here's me with my editing, fantastic again. There you go. Not such an easy thing, huh? I think I was quite fortunate, and especially because I docked forward. I wasn't going to do reverse. Reverse docking, not in Corycia, not into Mediterranean style. I'm burbling a bit, I've had a couple of beers. I needed something. 1 minute, I'm bobbing about in the sea, no wind, no hope, not knowing what I'm going to do. Next minute I'm sitting in a marina. Sometimes, I don't know. I'm being taken care of, that's all I can say. I get pushed to the extreme, I get pushed to the limit, till I'm almost screaming with fear and frustration, and then things happen. I mean, today I don't even know how I got in today, because there was no wind. You know, there was no wind. You were just sort of I was just drifting in for over 10 miles. I just drifted. But for somehow, here I am. The engine is having a problem starting now, but still started. And coming into the marina, it's like, well, you know, it's like one of these Legoland kind of, you know, sites built around a marina. It's okay, it's quite nice. It's got all, you know, all the shops and all of the boutiques and the cafes and all that kind of stuff. But it's about 500 meters I've had to come in, weaving in between like the little canals. That was another experience, you know, something to notch it on my belt. It's all experience. I'm learning so much. You know, I'm learning so much. I've seen some damage on the hull of Corycia forward. I think we've hit something. I mean, I do remember coming through the Straits of Gibraltar. I don't know. There was a bang, something, and I thought it was just waves. But you know, we've hit something. It looks as though an edge of something hard. So I'm gonna have to try and fix that up, because it's like gouged out. A gouge to the gel coat, so I'm gonna have to tomorrow try and sand it down, fill it up a little bit, and just bodge it up until I can get her home, and then I'll do a good job on her. So I'm gonna stay here 3 days, well 3 nights, so I can get that done, so I can recuperate myself and my stress, because the longer this goes on, the less my resilience holds, and I'm getting tireder and tireder. Okay, I haven't slept, you know, very much in the last 40 days, and it's playing on me. You know, I hear voices, you know, people talk to me. It's a strange state of affairs. You know, dreams I'm having when I do, because I do 20-minute stints or 30-minute stints, and I go straight into these little dream cycles, and they're freaky, man. They're freaky. Anyway, it's a cute little boat. I think it's Dutch. Knows what he's doing. He obviously knows what he's doing, because he's coming in fast, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Yeah, man. The Dutch are good sailors. No messing about. There you go. Sorted. I like the Dutch. Liberal conservatives, or conservative liberals. Anyway, I've had a couple of beers, I've had a nice big sandwich. I'm going to make me special coffee that I like, and I've got some Danish pastries, and then I'm going to Betty Buys, and then tomorrow I'm going to start some work on Corycia, and me put some cream on my hands and stuff, because they're just like falling apart. My feet are falling apart. I've got blisters on my bum. I've got everything. But I made it through another day. I made it through another day. And I learned something along the way. Yeah, I know. Before you say, yeah, it's a girl's hat. And? Got a problem with that. It keeps the sun off me, because my nose is totally just burning. And I'm getting like panda eyes. And yes, that. Anyway, been in contact with people I need to be in contact with. Everything seems to be okay. It's very hot. I've bodged up the gouge in the bow of Corycia. Waiting for that to dry. I'll give it a quick sand and then paint it with some undercoat. I haven't really got time to do any. Whoops. Well, I can't actually find the top coat, and there's not much point because I need to do a proper job on her anyway, and I'll wait to do that when I get to Mallorca. It was meant to be calm today, but there's wind. It's probably a really good sailing day today, but you know, can't tell the future, can I? And that's about it. I'm gonna have some lunch, a big sandwich, and yeah, man, nice day. I slept great last night, full night's sleep, apart from some weird dreams. I could write a book about the weird dreams. I've just had 2 big hamburgers, cheeseburgers that I made myself, and I'm going to now have my milky coffee. And I don't know if you know these. These are called palmeras de cacao, which are like, well, obviously that's chocolate, well, cacao. And that's what the plain ones look like. Now you might be asking yourself, surely he's not going to eat a full one of them. Surely. What do you think? Of course I am. I've had a nice shower. I've got the stuff I needed to do done today. It's really breezy inside here. They say it's about 30 knots outside at sea, so it would have been quite a blustery day today. I leave in 2 days, and then the wind's meant to have gone down to about 15 knots. I'm going into it, but that's okay. I'll just do close hold. If you excuse me, I'm just I've got something to eat. Well, here's Corycia from a distance. She's obviously the smallest boat here, as usual, and to me the prettiest. I have just spoken to a guy who's got a lovely old boat, about 70 years old, and yeah, lovely, made of wood, but he's had to reinforce it with fiberglass because it's just too much money to do up. Anyway, here's Corycia. It's howling a gale out in the open sea today, so I'm quite lucky I didn't go out. Well, I don't know, you know, I'm tired of all of these becalmings, but yeah, I don't really want to go into a gale. So tomorrow hopefully the weather's going to be a bit better. It says it is, and it's according to windy.com and XC weather and all this kind of stuff, I'm going to have fair winds all the way, apart from when I get to Mallorca, when it's going to be becalmed. Anyway, excuse me, eating the Danish. I've just been watching videos by Kevin Boothby, How to Sail Oceans. He's obviously across by now, but he was sailing across the Atlantic from the USA to Fastnet Rock without his engine and stuff. He's a good sailor. You should check him out if you're interested in things like that. It's been a really blustery day today, I mean really blustery. But it's starting to calm down a bit now, and I'm off tomorrow. Off as in heading out to sea, hopefully. Checked the engine today, it started. I've got a few other things going on with the boat, but there's no point in mentioning them until I get safely home. Then I'll let you all into the into the secrets of the problems that I've had. Forecasts are for fair winds, maybe 10 to 14 for the next week, on and off. A couple of days have becalmed. Mostly the winds are coming from the northeast and the east, which are not great for me because that's the way I'm heading, but you know, it's okay. Corycia likes to be close hauled. I think she does anyway. So we'll see. It's about 350, 400 miles. Normal people, that could probably take 5 days. It could take me 2 weeks, who knows. Let's hope I can get there with some time to spare. I would like to have some nice weather along the way so that I could actually contemplate stuff, you know, contemplate what I've been through these last 6 weeks, or God knows how long I've been, let's see, since July the 13th. It's now the end of August. Yeah. So I'd like to have some time just so I could like contemplate what I've been through. It has been a life-changing experience for me. Anyway, I've got my coffee, got my Danish pastries, and I'll probably check in with you tomorrow once I've set sail. Buenas noches.